All right, guys, we are 1 week away from opening night for HHN 32. There's just 7 days until we walk through those gates and experience one of the best few months that we have here at Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. Today, there are a few updates, nothing too major. The biggest thing is definitely going to be the HHN Tribute Store facade is now up. The interior obviously is not available yet. That will be next week, but we're gonna take a look at that. They fixed some of the scare zone oopsies that they had from yesterday, and then they've covered up kind of a lot, and they've taken away a few things in some areas. So we're gonna go check that out. It should be a little bit of a shorter video just because there's not a ton happening. Either way, let's get inside and get going. Before we actually head into Universal Studios, I want to show you something over at CityWalk really quick. Real quick update, just some items that they put in the display over at the Universal Studios store. A quick look at some of the items that are here at the Universal Studios store here in CityWalk. So you can see they're wearing some Death Eater masks. You can see like the Dark Mark shirt and some of the robes here that are available. I'm sure you could buy these masks that are on display right here. We have a little bit of exterior kind of showcase here. And then on the other side, it's pretty much the same thing. So you see again, those masks there, and then the robes and kind of the outfit here. So again, if you guys are looking for some of these Death Eater pieces of merchandise, feel free to come here to CityWalk right at the Universal Studios store. We do have a pretty windy one here today, but here we go with the entry facade here. These trusses that we saw yesterday now have what seem to be either speakers or lighting boxes up there. They look a lot like speakers, and I think that's what they're going to be. And at this point, we are just waiting for a sign that says either "Welcome to Halloween Horror Nights" or something pertaining to Halloween Horror Nights 2023. Today, we will head towards New York first, but we are going to take a quick pit stop over here by the Dr. Oddfellow wagon, and I'm going to show you just one quick update over here. As I stated, nothing too crazy going on in some of these scare zones. Again, a few kind of minor updates, but take a look at that. We have some sort of tarp that is now laid across the top of this table, and I also think that they brought that table back a little bit. It was kind of more out front, kind of in line with the door there, and now it is kind of pushed back just a little bit, and the tarp is now over it. So I don't really know what they plan on doing here, but that has been moved, and the tarp now is covering something. It looks like there is a lump there, which might mean there's a body underneath that tarp. So as they start to expose more of those dark and gruesome things that we're gonna see around the park, they do start to cover things up little by little. Now check this out. Overnight, they have installed the TV screens that will display the wait times on them here. And it looks like these are actually brand new, based on kind of like the strip around the outside, kind of that weird plastic that they haven't peeled off, it looks like, yet. You can kind of see it where it says like Furion or Furion. I don't really know what brand that is, but it looks like there's plastic over that that's almost bubbled up. So it looks like they're new TVs and new screens. They actually look a little bit bigger than last year's. Might not be, but either way, everything here still looks pretty much the same. I also want to point out I bought a new bag. I went with a backpack. That's what I was looking for. I bought a different bag from Peak Design, so I'm still trying to get used to it, but I am liking this so far. I need to see if it fits in one of the lockers. That was the biggest thing I was trying to figure out is, can I actually fit the bag in the locker, carry all my camera gear, do everything I wanted it to do? Either way, it's feeling pretty nice, but thank you for some of the suggestions that some of you guys gave me on my other video asking about that. As we approach the Tribute store, you can kind of see again, all of these portals do have the TVs displayed on them, and you can also see the wind blowing at the little sheets next to them as well. Like I said, very, very windy day today. And here it is, the brand new Tribute store facade. We saw the truss work behind all of this just yesterday. They brought out this entire facade here overnight. That is crazy to me, and it looks amazing. It gives you that old school style New York comic shop, just as they were talking about. Let's take a look inside. You can see a lot of those like little kapow bubbles there where they have like written in their games, horror. And then right here, it looks like they have a board game, the Halloween Horror Nights mystery game, and it looks like they have some of their icons there. Kind of looks like they have Jack, looks like Chance. Is that the director? I don't know. It looks like they have some of their icons kind of listed there. A Universal game. Here's what the board would kind of look like here. It says Scare Zones, Horror House, draw a card, the Tribute Store, move again. That's funny. A little nod to them in their own sort of way. And then here's a lot of these comics now. This is incredible looking. You can just see some of the designs. I think some of these pertain to some of the houses that I almost thought. It looks like, is that a Beetlejuice one there maybe? I don't know, I guess we'd have to see. The in-between, it's kind of ironic, right? We're about to have some of that happening. I don't know, it's just kind of crazy. I'll do just a little like snippet of some of the B-roll that I can get here and just kind of show you everything that I can see. Maybe we can get a little bit of better footage for you, and then we'll be back in just a second. Well, hopefully that was pretty cool for you guys. And again, there's a lot in here. I definitely recommend coming over here and checking it out. This looks a little bit like some of the covers that you're gonna be able to see as well for the kind of like tribute store like wall that they have there if you want to order your own little comic book to be put in. I do want to point out this shirt right here. A lot of times they have like merchandise and clothes in here that people are like, where can I get that hat or that shirt or whatever? And it's funny because they put sold out down here because there's a good chance that this tribute store comics, the certified fan, is not going to be for sale, and it's just here on display because it's sold out and you will not be able to get it. But I feel like at least that's some like fun and nods to themselves to be like, hey, we know that you guys like this stuff in here, but you can't really get it. Sorry. Up here it says, sorry you missed us. We're closed. We will open again soon. We promise. So that kind of has a little bit of an old touch to it as well. Behind the scenes here, you can see it looks like they have the trusses still here, which they might be lighting things up. Oh, you have one of the signs here for the Summer Music Fest. That's interesting that they kind of like put it in here. Also, just so you know, it is called McPherson's Collectibles, Cards, and Comics. So that's why you kind of have that game shop with it. 1208 5th Avenue, New York, open 7 days a week. A collection of 4 all new horrifying stories, except there are 4 comics that you can get. Maybe it doesn't really pertain to that, but at least you can see that. Brand new terror available now. Are you ready to dive in? Tribute comics probably sold here. I wonder if that's kind of pertaining to the actual like selling of the tribute store photo thing that you can do, or if it's just kind of fun stuff. Either way, really like this. This was kind of the big update for today. There's a few small things that we'll go check out. Either way, love to see it. McPherson's Collectibles, Cards, and Comics here for the tribute store back in New York. Nothing really new on the stage over here for Vamp 69. Things are still covered up just as they have been. Nothing really uncovered over here as well, so we're just gonna kind of keep marching through. Passing by the Last of Us booth over here, nothing new is inside of this alley. So again, still moving on. Also, just pertaining to the tribute store, if you guys want to see that video when we release it for the annual pass holder preview, which should be in like 5 days, 6 days, I don't know, it's coming up really quick. It's next week at some point. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn that little bell notification on so you are informed when that video does get released. Like I said, should be coming up here pretty soon. We are also on the hunt for that 10th portal because we only counted 9 yesterday. From the sources that I've been hearing, there were only 9. So let's see if we can find that 10th today. So far, I don't really see anything inside of Shipyard 32. What I am seeing are some like knapsacks kind of showing up. A few more of these like bags being placed. I don't know if they're just placeholders to kind of fill some of the dead space or what, but either way, it does look like there's a few of those like white bags that have kind of started to pop up around this area. Outside of that, nothing too crazy or new. Again, a lot of kind of the same work that we saw last night. Oh, well, hello. Over here at the Peacock Bar, it looks like they have a little set piece coming together right outdoors. I wonder if this is where the David S. Pumpkins meet and greet will be. I think we're all just like speculating on that. I don't know if it's been confirmed yet. So I feel like we're all talking about it like, yeah, David S. Pumpkins, David S. Pumpkins. Watch it not even happen. Either way, it looks like, again, this is definitely new from last night. I don't know if they're gonna just have like a mini bar here so you don't necessarily have to go in, or if they're gonna have a display piece for Peacock Bar here. No idea right now. It's, again, it looks like something serious, but we have nothing else outside of just kind of the beams here. I guess let's go check and see if they've done any work inside of the actual area over here where you can sit. Well, it looks like we have been walled off back here. So it looks like they are setting things up, it seems like. And now those pillars are kind of in the way. So they've kind of started to assemble all of this. You could see some of the seating out here as well. So all of those new chairs and couches that they ordered, and they were all wrapped up last night, they're all now set out for you to go ahead and relax on back here. Again, I think these are going to be moved. I think they're just here to prevent people from going in at this point, but I could see some more couch work over there. So it does seem like they've gone ahead and set everything up, and then I'm assuming they'll take these tables and kind of litter them throughout this area. As we're getting out of the Peacock Bar, if you guys are excited for HHN this year, go ahead and thumbs this video up for me. I really appreciate it. It is a very free way to support the channel. Just thumbsing the video up lets YouTube know that people like this type of content, and it helps kind of get the word out there. Either way, let's head over towards MIB. From what I'm seeing across the pond, I didn't see anything new. It looks like the construction walls are still up, but I want to see if that extra potential portal thing that we saw with the hot set is turning into a portal, or if we're just kind of speculating. Here's a little bit of a closer look at that Men in Black sign that we saw yesterday, kind of from across the lagoon. Now you can see it a little closer. It does definitely look like some painter's tape. It is still in set enhancements, so whatever they're doing back there, I'm guessing will be done in the next week. I don't think they'll have this up for HHN. I think they've been going pretty quick on it, but I guess we never really know. Let's just hope that it's not kind of that way. This area doesn't tend to get too congested, so I don't think it'll be too much of an issue, but there are still 2, potentially 3 house queues back here. Obviously had to take my little breather there in Men in Black. It felt so cold today. It felt amazing, but the reason I didn't mention 2, potentially 3 house queues over here is because we know there is a house right here. We can see the portal for it, but the missing portal is potentially right here. This is something I think people are speculating on because we just don't know what it is. This is completely new. What is this going to be? This is way too big for just the normal house portals, unless they're putting a sign here that's saying like head this way, which doesn't really make sense. They would just put a portal here. Some people thought it might have been like 2 portals and 2 entrances are here. I don't really know. This is the potential last house, so this would be number 10. But as of now, I think we're just totally speculating on that. But something I really wanted to show you was right next to it in this little Coca-Cola booth. They've added some Halloween touches here. So take a look at this. You could see like the cat here. You could see the pumpkin and some stars, some bats. It's just a fun little touch. Nothing too crazy here, but it is kind of fun. And then you could actually see as you walk in, they have a large one right there of the cat there. So kind of fun touches that I think people often overlook, but at least it's exciting to see that they're adding these small details to make sure that everything does come together. We are on a hunt for that 10th portal as well, like I mentioned, but take a look right here in front of Kids Zone. They removed all the walls right here that I was telling you about. They literally put them up for like a week and a half, I feel, and now they've taken them down. So I'm gonna try and peek around here, see if I can find a 10th portal. Also, I believe now that means that we're gonna get those pizza fries here, no problem, no interruptions, right around the corner. This though is still a little nerve-wracking for me, just because I feel like the congestion here could be crazy. Either way, give me a second, let me see if I can find this extra house entrance. Well, it doesn't look like we have anything back here. We are still pretty heavily walled off, so I still am a little clueless. There's one other location that I'm feeling it might be, but we might just have 9 right now, and the 10th might be coming next week at this point. Now coming over here, it looks like they actually removed quite a bit of moss from this structure here with the crashed plane. It looks like, again, now you can actually read the airways again. At some point it was kind of covered up so you couldn't see it. They've actually kind of trimmed it back a little bit, so now you actually can see what the plane says. It's a little bit more distinguished. I also want to mention, I think I saw Losh this morning posted a video of like the smoke or fog coming out from this, so I think they were testing it at some point. I don't know if they were just doing a quick sample run or if the timers were off or something, but it was pretty cool. If I talk to him before I release this video and I can kind of put that snippet in, I will. Otherwise, I'm sure you could just kind of Google it and find it online. But there was definitely some fog kind of misting out from this, as if it was kind of, a fresh plane crash and not something that's been sitting here for too long. Also, it looks like we have a new hat over here, a little explorer hat and some vine work that's kind of hanging right here. It looks like something is wrapped up, but based off of what it looks like and kind of the width of the tree, I don't think anything's under there right now. They might just be kind of covering the tree at this point, and it looks like it's kind of this camo look. So I don't think there's anything new under there, but it is covered, which makes me think maybe there is something. Don't really know. And when I look up at the trees, I still don't see any of those things attached to those like buckles that are up there. So still no idea what's going in the trees. We do have a foot pedal down here though that has been installed. I might have just walked by these. These might have been here for a little while. but it is a foot pedal there. You can see the wiring back there, and we do see a speaker right here. So there's a good chance that whatever's being powered back here, I mean, we have a speaker here, we got one there, we got one there, we got a power box there. A lot of little gizmos and gadgets over here, so be prepared for some jump scares coming through here. Again, this is all down now at this point. My guess is when we first saw this, it was almost like wrapped up, and that's why we were like, I don't really know if they're gonna be jumping out. Well, this is interesting. It almost looks like you have a portal right here by the bar. I don't think that that's the case. This also looks extra long and like tall. I was almost feeling like maybe they put like a portal over here. I just don't think that there's enough walk path back there. I know that seems silly, but I just don't know where they're gonna put it at this point. I was like, maybe it comes over here next to the horror makeup show. I have no idea. I don't know where that 10th one is. We've circled the park now at this point. I don't know. Well, it's somewhere. I just don't know where it is, but I will show you this one here. It is just a lot taller than the other ones, it looks like, unless I'm just crazy. Maybe those TVs have made them look a little smaller, but this one doesn't have a TV. But also, maybe this is going somewhere over here and they're gonna move it at some point. I don't know, I guess I'm just being super speculative at this point. And now, unlike a lot of our other videos, we will be ending with Dark Zodiac. And there are a few things I wanna show you in here, not many, but I do wanna point out just a handful real quick. Well, look at this. It looks like we have a tarp here, and this is most likely a body. Do you see how lumpy this looks right now? So my original thought was the tubing that comes out of the fish might be like spewing something down like into this, but now I almost feel like maybe that's a body and that's the mouth, or I don't know. But we were just talking to Kevin and they mentioned this might be because it's going to be wet on the stage. As you can see, like this weird kind of, I don't know, it's rubbery kind of material. So if that's the case, maybe they're stabbing it and like pulling out and like we're spewing blood out. We do have, again, these pipes here, and you can see a little bit of red in there, so it looks like they were sampling some colors. So I'm guessing we're getting some sort of gruesome scene here that will spew some sort of liquid out of this, and again, it's probably gonna be catching some liquid out here. Will it touch us? We don't know. Either way, we do have a tarp here, which makes me definitely think we're getting some crazy action here. This zone, though it may not have a lot going on here, might actually be one of the better zones when the night does show up. We do actually have some new merch inside of the Five and Dime, which we will check out in just a second, but I am gonna come over here just to show you one more little tarp action happening. Now here's the thing, this may not look like big updates, but the weight is off of the ground, and here we go, you follow this, and we have a wire here, and now this is all tarped up, which makes me think something is inside of here, and we do not know what. Are they going to be pulling up a body? Are they going to be pulling up something pertaining to fire? Because we know that this is kind of that fire area. Speculations may run wild, but I am assuming we are going to pull out something gruesome from this tube. I don't think it's going to be Mario like I originally thought, but I do think it is going to be something very interesting, and we do not know, and we will not know, it looks like, because again, they are starting to cover a lot of things up. So as they start to introduce these more gruesome parts to these set pieces, they are becoming more and more covered, which is exciting. I mean, we're losing visuals, but we're also gaining knowledge. With all that said, let's head over here to the Five and Dime and go check out some of the new merch that they have inside of the shop. Some of it looks like it might be repeated, but some of it looks brand new. Again, some of this might have been over at the All Hallows Eve boutique, and you could see we have this Chucky lunchbox and then a shirt here. I feel like these were over there because this was the candle that smelled like Fruity Pebbles or Fruit Loops, whatever. We have that shirt. I feel like that shirt was almost from last year, to be honest, the Wanna Play shirt. But I do like this one. Over here we have, again, some of this new merch that I think we saw over in the All Hallows Eve boutique. And yeah, there's nothing on the back for this one, but this is the shirt with that design that we saw. Again, there was a lot of pieces of merchandise with this, but it does say Halloween Horror Nights 2023, Never Go Alone, and just a few touches of the park there. And then we actually have a magnet with the same kind of design. They put the See You in the Fog stuff here on the shelves now. Oh, did we have this cup before? I don't know if we did. And then we have like these crop tops that say Never Go Alone with this like cat figure. We did see that 'tis the season, but here's kind of what I was telling you about, where it's pretty much like all of this merch. You have that long sleeve, this almost like wallet or badge holder, the vinyl stickers, socks, these pants that I think are gonna be a little too heavy for opening night. Again, what I'm calling a trinket tray or almost like an ashtray here. If you guys are interested in something like that. Oh, so this is something different. I actually thought it was the same. This is just like a custom Ouija. Oh, it's an ornament, okay. So if you guys want a Ouija Halloween Horror Nights ornament, there is that. Or if you want some blood, there is that. We still have some Stranger Things merch available as well. We have a hoodie here with the Snitches Get Stitches. Let's take a look at the front of this. How does this look? So it just says Chucky on the front. I wonder if they want it displayed this way. It's backwards, but probably because it's a little bit more thematic there. We have a tumbler here for Chucky. Definitely a little bit more interesting of a look on this one. Gonna have like some like Japanese or Korean writing there, it looks like. Just like different versions of him, I presume. I wonder, is this the Dr. Oddfellow? No, okay. So this is actually the Chucky poster here. So I thought that might have been the Dr. Oddfellow one that we saw. Oh, wait a minute, you actually can get the shirt over here. So this is the shirt that we looked at last time. So the front says Dr. Oddfellow's Traveling Oddities, and then on the back you could see Dr. Oddfellow, and that is what the poster looks like, and that is right here. I'll show it to you. Again, this is like about 2 feet by 3 feet is kind of what I think I was seeing there. Yeah, 24 inch by 36 inch. So if you guys are interested, decent sized poster, but that is what it looks like there. Oh, it looks like we have some more Chucky socks over here. Odd Socks, is that a good brand? I don't really know, but they are kind of going all out with the Chucky merch. Ooh, geez, even more? Chucky kind of coming in hot this year. I feel like I would have imagined it would have been a little bit more Stranger Things than The Last of Us. Is this more Chucky merch? It is. Oh my gosh, that is a lot of Chucky merch here. Holy cow. I think some of this was at the All Hallows Eve boutique. I feel like I remember these patches. I don't know if these all were, but if you guys are interested in like earrings or anything like that, bracelets, necklace. Wow. And then you have a little doll here. Does it grow? Okay, I didn't know if it was one of those ones you like put in like water and then it like blows up. Here's another Chucky shirt with that same design, but my gosh, oh, that feels super soft. That's a nice long sleeve. If you like to wear long sleeves during like hot days, that's pretty good. Looks like we have a Studio Screamer shirt here. So we have some of the new characters that we're probably gonna see around this year, maybe? I think that's it there, but there we go with the Halloween Horror Nights on the front, and you have the Studio Screamers on the back. Oh, it looks like we have a flannel here. I don't think this was over there. Take a look at that. So it's still that same design there, but it is like a flannel style. Pretty cool. No two shirts are exactly alike. Those are always fun when they do something like that. So what's the cost on that one? So $75 for that. I think everything else we've kind of had a pretty good idea of the pricing just because the last time, so these are probably 30. Oh, that's the hoodie. 50 for that. I was like, whoa. The shirts are, yeah, 33 for these. They're anywhere from like 30 to 35 is what I've seen on the shirts. That hoodie was only 50, which I feel like is actually relatively cheap for a hoodie, weirdly enough. Well, I think this video ended up being a little bit longer than I originally anticipated. I wasn't aware we were getting that merch until I got over into Dark Zodiac. I didn't even think about some of the extra little bits that were going on. We obviously have the bell going off because when doesn't it when I am talking around it? Either way, definitely a lot more updates than I originally anticipated. Like I said, we should be getting some Tribute Store information pretty soon. As far as the AP previews go, I think, like I said, it should be on the 30th, I believe. But with all of that being said, I need to get out of the heat for a little while. I feel like I've been standing in direct sunlight for a little too long today. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.